Hi, I'm Ronnie from Ronnie's Garage. I am the technical chairperson for the Rolls-Royce Club of Southern California, and we are holding our monthly tech meet. And today we will be resealing a rear shock for a Silver Cloud. And what I do is just take a small file and just at almost a 45-degree angle, just try to cut that sharp edge off. You don't want to reshape the thing, you just want to take that sharp edge off.
What's the arm made out of?
Steel. So it feels a lot better. So now we got to orient this cutout here, and as I go in, I kind of wiggle it when I come to the rubber. And you don't want to be too aggressive, because what happens is you will displace one of those thrust washers or miss it altogether. My balls.
How are you adjusting it to this?
I'm trying to line up the 4 flats.
Yeah.
So I guess I have to define gently, huh?
It's all relative.
Yeah, family's always involved. So now I've run into what I was afraid of.
That's the one. This is good. You have to dig hammer to get it. Yeah. Oh God, I mean that's.
There we go.
So you can actually see that back
Well,
washer
if
in
you
there,
look
or-
in it, flashlight.
Yeah.
I can look in there and I can see if the washer's dislodged. I can displace it right now for you guys if you want. Get in there. No, I guess not.
Use the
You can
light
see something
thing.
moving in there. That's a washer. And anyways, let's try this again. I'd like to say don't try this at home, but that's what this is all about.
It feels like it's the outer washer that's, or something else.
I don't think it's the outer washer yet. I think I'm having a hard time getting into the flats. And you guys all know if you weren't standing there, it'd be together by now.
Sure. What you're demonstrating right now is something I'm very familiar with, Ronnie. I'm struggling to understand why the hell it wouldn't go in, and you guys spent about 3 hours on it.
Let me get a picture of that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Don't be nervous, Ronnie. He's got a picture of everything.
Just remember, this is your part.
You said it was going to be easy.
Well, normally it is, like I said. Come on, baby.
Maybe Mark's got a tool for this.
Yeah, C-clap.
Put it in
I'm gonna
the
grab it again here.
Here we go.
Here we go. It's gonna get serious. delightful little piece of machinery. Yeah, it appears that that washer wants to drop down on me. Prevent the flow of insertion here. Doesn't sound good, does it? Come to Papa. Sam. Oh! Had the cotter pin going crossways. So we'll put this so that the hole is oriented crossways. Excuse me. And make sure it doesn't twist like that because it won't go very far then. It has to go all the way in. Let's see. There we go. And you'll find that if you don't keep your finger behind it, of course, as you're pushing this, don't keep going because you could squish your finger. But I hold this in so it doesn't fall down and become difficult.
Oh, really?
Yes. I think this is actually a 3/8 BS or a 7/16. Now, this has to be cinched good enough to squeeze it so it doesn't slip. It's not very likely to slip, but you don't need to crank the heck out of it.
You just want to align it with the hole.
You want it aligned, yeah, you gotta align it with the cotter pin hole. Let me get it on real quick.
Is that a genuine Rolls-Royce?
No, sir.
Isn't the transmission fluid usually red? It looks like it's a funny
Yeah,
color
this
you
is
got
just
there.
old and dirty. I don't think they originally used transmission fluid. They used a shock oil, which is a lightweight oil.
But essentially, any lightweight oil,
Well, I recommend the transmission fluid. That's all I can say. It's the right viscosity.
I can't change the light bulb. Literally.
Now, what I'm doing is making sure that the cotter pin doesn't interfere with this outer housing. You've got to make sure it clears. Okay?
You're not wearing your gloves today.
I know, I made a mistake.
Did you redo that?
Chicks dig dirty fingernails.
Yeah.
So, I put a lot of effort into saving this gasket, but I don't think I'm going to use it, so. We'll just use RTV like I normally do. The end gaskets, I'll show you what I do on those.
why do you not want to reuse that repair gasket?
It'll probably break when I put it back on. That's my feeling. So, you want to get this cleaned up pretty good. Does anybody remember which way this thing goes? Anybody paying attention when I took it apart? No? That's something you want to think about. Because if you put it back together wrong, first of all, it's not going to fit on the car, and then you have to take that off.
And that's the right stuff gaskets.
This is the right stuff. And as you can see, I did not put a whole lot on there.
No.
And I went inside the bolt holes so that seals to keep fluid from leaking out the bolt holes. And the answer to the previous question was, the arm goes to the back of the car, the bolt holes go to the front of the car. Smart aleck.
You're just checking us.
Yeah, well, what I noticed was that the studs were too long. They're shorter over here. That's the first time I actually thought about that. And I've been doing this 36 years.
So you know we screw it up.
No. You'd probably do it right the first time.
Yeah, we bring it to you.
50-50 chance.
I don't promote that.
There's no lock washers on those nuts?
No, they're just flat washers.
And are they nuts that are self-locking, or are
No.
they just regular?
They didn't have those back then, really. Very rare.
Is there a torque requirement on those?
Yeah.
Your calibrated arm?
It's 5/16, so it's like 12 to 15 pounds. That should be plenty. Up to 22, I think you can go on the 5/16.
And you alternate the sides tightening them?
That's an old habit of mine, yes.
Ronny, if you do happen to get some of that RTV, too close to the edge on the inside and the fluid contacts it, does it melt the gas?
No, it doesn't melt. It's made to withstand that,
Okay.
especially once it's sealed. But
Break
if you put a
off.
whole lot in there and it squishes over, which I've seen a lot of, especially in transmission pans, sometimes motion of the fluid will move it. There's no motion up here really on the fluid. It's all down below. It has these return passages here,
Yes.
and they just kind of dribble in there. So I just say that because it can be a problem. But the shocks, you're more than likely not going to feel anything.